The United States Navy in World War II was a machine of disciplined perfection. It was the force that hunted U-boats in the Atlantic and crushed the Imperial fleet in the Pacific. It was serious, it was lethal, it was professional. Generals and admirals like Nimitz, Halsey, and King demanded absolute perfection from every sailor. But then, there was the USS William D. Porter DD-5, 7, 9, known to her crew as the Willie D. If the U.S. Navy was a family of serious professionals, the Willie D was the drunk uncle who crashes the car into the garage door at Thanksgiving. In her short, chaotic career, this ship managed to compile a rap sheet that sounds like fiction. She destroyed the garden of a base commander. She accidentally depth-charged her own convoy. She was greeted by other ships with the mocking hail, "Don't shoot, we're Republicans." And in her crowning moment of glory, she became the only ship in American history to fire a live torpedo at the President of the United States. Hi, I'm Ray. Usually, we tell stories of heroism. Today, we are telling a story of disaster. This is the legend of the unluckiest, clumsiest, and most dangerous ship in the fleet. Dangerous, mostly to her own side. Buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Chapter 1. The curse begins. Our story begins in November 1943. The USS William D. Porter is brand new, a Fletcher-class destroyer, fast, heavily armed, and crewed by eager young men. Her captain is Lieutenant Commander Wilfred Awalta. He is a career officer, ambitious, hoping for a promotion. He has no idea that his career is about to be destroyed by a series of events that defy logic. The mission is top secret. The Willie D is assigned to escort the mighty battleship USS Iowa across the Atlantic. Why is it secret? Because the Iowa is carrying not just admirals. She is carrying President Franklin D. Roosevelt, Secretary of State Cordell Hull, and the entire Joint Chiefs of Staff. They are heading to the Tehran Conference to meet Churchill and Stalin. This is the most important convoy of the war. The chaos starts before they even leave the dock. On November 12th, the Willie D prepares to depart Norfolk. The orders given: cast off lines, half astern. The ship begins to back out of her slip. But there is a problem. Nobody fully raised the anchor. The heavy steel anchor is dangling just below the waterline. As the Willie D moves backward, the anchor swings like a wrecking ball. It catches the railing of the sister ship docked next to her, the slightly unfortunate USS Cogswell. The anchor rips the entire railing off the Cogswell. It tears off the life raft mounts. It destroys the captain's gig. It's a scene of total destruction. On the bridge of the Willie D, Captain Walter is horrified. He hasn't even started the mission, and he has already vandalized a U.S. Navy ship. But the mission is too important to stop. He apologizes via signal lamp and orders the ship to sea. He probably thought, well, that's the worst of it. It can only get better from here. He was wrong. Chapter 2. The depth charge scare the convoy is underway. Strict radio silence is in effect. The Atlantic is infested with German U-boats. The number one priority is protecting the president. The destroyers are edgy. Their sonars are pinging the depths. The Willie D takes her position in the screen formation. November 13th, the second day at sea. Suddenly, boom, a massive underwater explosion rocks the formation. The USS Iowa turns hard. The other destroyers go to general quarters. Everyone assumes it's a U-boat attack. The destroyers start zigzagging, looking for the German sub that dared to attack the president. But there is no sub. On the deck of the Willie D, a sailor had forgotten to set the safety on a depth charge rack. When the ship hit a rough wave, a 600-pound depth charge rolled off the stern, fell into the water, and detonated. Captain Walter has to do the humiliating walk of shame. He has to break Radio Silenza cardinal sin on a secret mission to confess. USS Iowa. This is Porter. False alarm. We dropped one of our own charges. Sorry. Admiral Ernest Keane, the Chief of Naval Operations, who is known for having a temper like a volcano, is watching from the bridge of the Iowa. He is not amused. Shortly after this, a freak wave hits the Willie D and washes a sailor overboard. They never find him. Then, The engine room loses power due to a boiler tube failure. The ship is falling apart. The crew starts whispering that the ship is cursed. But the grand finale is yet to come. Chapter 3. The drill. November 14th. The weather clears. President Roosevelt loves the Navy. He served as Assistant Secretary of the Navy. He asks the Admiral for a show. He wants to see the destroyers demonstrate an anti-aircraft and torpedo drill. Admiral King orders the destroyers to simulate an attack on the Iowa. The Willie D is eager to redeem herself. Captain Walter orders his crew to prepare for a simulated torpedo run. Now, listen carefully. This is important. In a simulated run, you do everything except fire the weapon. Crucially, you remove the primers, the explosive charges that launch the torpedo from the tubes. Down on the torpedo deck, a young torpedoman named Lawton Dawson is responsible for tube number 3. He checks the primers, but in the rush and confusion, he makes a fatal mistake. He forgets to remove the primer from tube number 3. The torpedo is armed. The launch charge is live, and it is aimed directly at the USS Iowa, 6,000 yards away, on T Bridge. The torpedo officer shouts the commands. Fire 1, fire 2, fire 3. Whoosh! The bridge crew freezes. They watch in horror as a 24-foot steelfish hits the water. Its propeller spins up, and it begins to leave a white wake. It is heading straight for the USS Iowa. Straight for the president. Imagine the panic. You have just fired a live weapon at the commander-in-chief. This isn't just a mistake. This is treason. This is high crimes. This is hanging from the yardarm territory. The next 5 minutes on the bridge of the Willie D are the purest comedy of errors in military history. If you enjoy watching glorious disasters unfold, please subscribe and hit the like button. It helps us find more stories like this. Now, let's see how they try to warn the president. Chapter 4. Lion, come right. Captain Walter sees the torpedo. He turns to the torpedo officer. Did you fire that? The officer stammers, no sir. I mean, yes sir, but it wasn't supposed to go. They have to warn the Iowa, but they are under strict orders for radio silence. So, they try to use the signal lamp. The signalman is so terrified, his hands are shaking. He signals, torpedo in the water. Moving away from you. Wrong. He tries again. The porter is backing up full speed. Wrong again. The torpedo is fast. It will hit in minutes. Captain Walter realizes he has to break the rules again. He grabs the radio handset. He screams into the channel, Lion! Lion! Come right! Hard right! Lion was the code name for the Iowa. On the Iowa, the radio operator is confused. Identify yourself. Why are you breaking silence? Walter screams, torpedo in the water! Turn! Now! The alarm sounds on the Iowa. President Roosevelt hears the commotion. When he is told a torpedo is coming, he doesn't panic. He is a man of history. He asks his Secret Service agent to push his wheelchair over to the railing. He reportedly said, I want to see it. His bodyguards even drew their pistols to shoot at the torpedo. The massive battleship turns. It leans heavily. The torpedo misses the hull by about 1,000 yards. It hits the turbulence of the ship's wake and explodes. Boom! FDR is safe. But now, every gun on the Iowa, hundreds of them, swivels and aims directly at the Willie D. They think the destroyer has gone rogue. They think eat. An assassination attempt. Chapter 5. Arrest in Bermuda. The Willie D is ordered to leave the convoy immediately. They are sent to Bermuda. When they dock, they are met by a detachment of U.S. Marines with rifles. The entire crew is placed under arrest. This is the first time in history an entire U.S. Navy ship's crew is arrested. The inquiry is brutal. They interrogate everyone. Was it sabotage? Was Lawton Dawson a Nazi spy? Eventually, Dawson breaks down. He admits he forgot the primer. He admits that after the firing, he threw the spent casing into the ocean to hide the evidence. He is sentenced to 14 years of hard labor. But here is the twist. President Roosevelt, when he heard about the sentence, intervened. He knew it was an accident. He found the whole thing darkly funny. He pardoned Dawson, no prison time, but the reputation of the ship was ruined forever. From that day on, whenever the Willie D entered a port or passed another ship, sailors would shout from the railings, "Don't shoot! We're Republicans!" The Willie D became the joke of the Pacific Fleet. Chapter 6. Exile and Flowers. The Navy didn't trust the Willie D with anything important anymore. They sent her to the most remote place possible, the Aleutian Islands in Alaska. Go guard some penguins. Don't touch anything. But even there, the curse followed. Legend says that while on shore leave, a drunken sailor, or perhaps an accidental discharge during maintenance, fired one of the 5-inch mine guns. The shell didn't hit an enemy. It didn't hit the ocean. It landed squarely in the front yard of the base command. It destroyed his prize-winning flower garden. Just when the Navy thought it was safe to bring them back, they blew up the boss's petunias. Eventually, the war moved to the final phase. The Navy needed every ship for the invasion of Okinawa. Reluctantly, they called the Willie D back to the front lines. Just try to point the guns at the Japanese. Okay, Chapter 7, The Final Joke. June 10th, 1945. The Battle of Okinawa. The Willie D is on radar picket duty. A Japanese Val dive bomber appears. It's a Kamikaze. The Willie D's gunners, who were actually quite good when not shooting at presidents, opened fire. They hit the plane. The plane caught fire and crashed into the ocean. The crew cheered. They had done it. They shot it down. But the Willie D had one last trick to play. The crashed plane didn't just sink. It had momentum. Like a torpedo, the submerged plane glided underwater, right under the hull of the William D. Porter. The bomb strapped to the Kamikaze exploded directly beneath the keel. The explosion broke the ship's back. The Willie D was lifted out of the water and slammed back down. Water poured in. The pumps failed. The unluckiest ship in the fleet was sinking. But here is the miracle. The final punchline. In all of her disasters, in all of her accidents, the USS William D. Porter never killed a single crew member. As the ship sank, every single sailor abandoned ship safely. Not a man was lost. They watched from the lifeboats as the Willie D slipped beneath the waves, taking her curse to the bottom of the Pacific. Conclusion: the USS William D. Porter is a reminder that in the middle of a terrible war, humanity, with all its flaws, clumsiness, and absurdity, still exists. She was a danger to herself and others. She was a diplomatic nightmare, but she was their ship. Today, she lies at the bottom of the ocean of Okinawa, probably aiming her guns at a passing whale by mistake. Rest in peace, Willie D. You certainly made history interesting. What is your favorite Willie D mishap? The anchor, the torpedo, or the garden? Let me know in the comments. And seriously, if you ever command a ship, check the safety on the depth charges. Next, be there. We are finally going to tell the story of the Coke Colonels. How Eisenhower ordered 3 million bottles of Coca-Cola to the front lines and built factories in the trenches. Subscribe to G.I. Stories. Don't shoot. I'm a narrator.